Welcome back to the Black and Gold Standard Podcast. And today we want to get into the George Pickens situation. We didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday. Um, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you know that the Pittsburgh Steelers traded George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys yesterday for a third round pick, and I think they swapped the fifth and a sixth or something like that. But basically, they traded a third round pick for him. It's kind of a little disappointing. Just the timing of the trade, but things happen for a reason, I guess. I know majority of us probably thought that this trade was going to happen, but kind of thought the Steelers would maybe try to do it during the draft. But hey, it takes two to tangle, and maybe they couldn't find nobody to to work out a deal with. It was reported that the Cowboys were still trying to make the deal during the draft, but they was only offering a fourth round pick. So I guess the Steelers turned that down. But at the end of the day, it's just a situation where um, it happened again. The Steelers basically had a crash out wide receiver. It seemed like this is becoming a habit and just becoming a trend. Um, so I don't know. The Steelers got to really look at themselves and figure out what's going on. Um, as far as George Pickens, I think probably after that Christmas game, I think the call probably was made that we're done with him. Um, got to the game an hour late. Probably had the worst game of his career. Then on top of that, to kind of throw it in the Steelers' face, they when Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes was getting their little award for being the players of the games. Pickens made sure that he got over there and dapped those guys up. So it was just a bad situation, just a bad situation. So I'm quite sure the Steelers probably said right then and there they were done with him. And I think kind of Pickens was saying the same thing. That I'm done with you guys as well. So like I say, it just another crash out. We got it, So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a good deal for both. The Steelers kind of get rid of a headache. Pickens get to go to a team that gonna gonna actually at least benefit him because like I say, we can talk about how much we hate Dak Prescott and we don't think he's this, we don't think he's that. He's better than anything the Steelers have rolled out on the field in the last 4 years at the quarterback position. So the one thing the Cowboys will be able to do, and that's get him the ball. And as you see, when Pickens is getting the ball and being involved in the offense, he's fine. And unless he's a total crash out, I don't see him really acting up because he knows it's a lot of money at stake, during this, for the season. And I mean, he's in a great situation because CD Lamb is the guy. But if Pickens can go in there and keep his mouth shut, play hard, I mean, he catch six. In this offense, he'll catch 60 to 70 balls, maybe right at 1,000 yards, 5 to 8 touchdowns. That's going to be enough to get him a nice contract. You know, as far as going into free agency. I don't really see the Cowboy. I mean, it depends on how good he play. You can find money, but I don't know if the Cowboys really gonna re-sign him. But it'll be plenty of teams out there that if he can stay out of trouble and show a good attitude, he will, you know, he'll get another contract. He'll get a big contract, and and I mean, well, definitely the agent, but just definitely the kid got somebody in his life who just let it, let him know, like, man, like it's time to grow up because a lot of the stuff that's going on with him, it's just being immature, young and dumb, crashing out. You know, that's the theme. The crash out, but yeah, he just somebody needs to just pull him to the side. And one of the things, if I knew the young man, I would tell him, I like, listen, you go to Dallas, keep your mouth shut, do what you got to do. When you go into these interviews, you just be honest and tell them like, hey, it's just a situation where I want to win. I didn't handle the situation right. I actually handled it immature, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm a just look at this past year. I'm a changed person. I'm more mature now. I understand the things that I can't do and can do, and he'll get that money. Somebody in the NFL will pay him, because the kid is super talented, and I wanted to see what him and DK could do together. Um, it's just a situation where the Steelers got to look at this, and granted, I mean Pickens, he the way he acted was really, it was on him, but the Steelers got to realize when with these receivers, man, you gotta put like George Pickens is a type guy that at minimum you want to. I mean, especially last year with the receivers the Steelers was rolling out there, man. This dude got to get 10, 15 targets a game. You got to keep him involved. Um, you just can't be playing that conservative offense. I mean, that you're gonna get like think about it. If Randy Moss played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would have been doing the same thing. You have to now I ain't sitting here passes and just build the offense all the way around him. But when you have receivers like that, you have to get those guys the ball. Just like to be honest, Antonio Brown. And granted that I mean he was a great player. He's way better than Pickens, but they was the Steelers was giving him the ball. He was getting the ball, and then when he didn't get it, you see how he act. But that's going to be all receivers. That's just I mean it's unfortunate, and there's no right or wrong to it. But that's the nature of the position because you're running every play. Um, you're dependent on the quarterback, getting the throw and getting the ball to you, and those guys get frustrated. So when you got a big time receiver like that, just like I mean, right now you got DK Metcalf. You throw the ball to that dude 3-4 times a game, and see what you're gonna get. He's gonna be pissed off. So this is one thing that I wish Mike Tomlin would really just be a CEO and just say, hey, the offense, y'all do what y'all got to do. I'm not even meddling with that. I'm not talking about, I don't want you to throw over the middle of the field. And granted, I understand it's probably the trust in the quarterback, but who knows if Rodgers is going to show up? Is it going to be Mason Rudolph? And if it is, Tomlin don't trust him. I mean, because that was the case, he would have never left Pittsburgh. So it's just going to be the philosophy got to really change. With these receivers, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why you're having a lot of problems with these guys. But with that said, um, where do the Steelers go from here? So I think one of the things that they really could do is, they got to look at these free agents out here. I mean, me personally, I would go with Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper checks out that he's healthy, because I know he had some type of issue last year, I think he still got plenty in the tank. And granted, I wouldn't want to bring him in as the number one guy, but you got DK Metcalf, so you bringing him in as a number two, and he would definitely work in this offense. He's going to get open because Metcalf is going to really demand the most coverage, and Amari Cooper one-on-one with anybody in the NFL at this point in his career, he still can get wide open. And if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, he's going to get him the ball and he's going to move the chain. So, um, that's the route I would go. But we'll see what the Steelers going to do. But all I know is they cannot um, they cannot go into the season with what they have, because I mean they pretty much did that last year, and they seen how that worked for them. It really didn't work. Um, so I mean that's really about it. Just that the trade didn't happen. We'll see what happens from here, and ain't too much more to talk about. George Pickens is gone. Add him to the crash out list, and that's really about it. So until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and take care.